Welcome to UBC News tonight at 10 p.m. My name is Sharon Chomjisha, joined by Mgalo Mohammed on Sign Language. Today the government, through the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, is set to construct regional museums and heritage sites to create more tourism attractions and boost the country's tourism sector. At the Rotary Regional Museum launch, Uganda's Vice President affirmed the government's commitment to partnering with the private sector to develop untapped tourism heritage sites.
Vice President Jessica Alupo opened Soroti Regional Museum on International Museums Day and Monuments Day. Alupo toured stalls showcasing heritage tourism attractions, emphasizing their role in attracting tourists.
This is the real to real machine. Now, Soroti Regional Museum in particular was secured and constructed to be able to display the cultural objects that had been kept at the district for quite some time.
The national theme, museums shaping future knowledge, implies that museums play critical roles in driving research and innovation, using history to inform and inspire the next generation. Museums are dynamic educational hubs for fostering curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking.
Butime prioritizes constructing regional museums to boost heritage tourism development.
The ministry has now embarked on the development of museums and heritage sites to create more tourism products and ensure that tourists stay longer. Our target is for each inbound tourist to stay in the country for more than 14 days.
Last year, it was our first time actually in the history of this country to have 8.5 billion towards museums and heritage sites development. And so that's why we have informed you that we are working in Karamoja. The museum in Karamoja is taking about 4.2 billion. We are going to start not a museum but an interpretation center in Kangai, that is Dokolo, under Kabalega and Mwanga. Then we shall construct a museum in Arua. We shall do one in Fort Portal.
Alupo emphasized museums' role in fostering research and innovation for students.
Which emphasizes the role of museums as learning laboratories that stimulates critical thinking and mindset change, and values on our culture and the broader process of societal transformation. I am glad that Uganda adopted a curriculum which includes learning from our past. This is why this year's theme underscores the pivotal role of museums in providing a holistic educational experience.
This year's theme was Museums Shaping Knowledge for the Future.
In more stories, the Deputy Inspector General of Government, Patricia Chano-Kiria, has urged the youth to be ethical and join the fight against corruption. This was in Lida during the Rotary Club Northern Cluster Fellowship. Dr. Achan also appealed to leaders to unite and support institutions that are in a sorry state.
It was during the Rotary Northern Uganda Cluster Fellowship when the Deputy IGG, Patricia Chano-Kiria, told youth the crucial role they have in fighting corruption.
So my being here today is to inspire and motivate the young Rotaractors in the war against corruption and challenge them to come up with their contribution, especially on issues of promoting transparency, accountability, and anti-corruption. The fight against corruption is a multifaceted fight right. It needs a holistic approach where all people put their heads together. So I encourage young people, wherever you see any sign of corruption, please report it.
She also visited a Nyomorem Primary School, a school seeking support in infrastructure development. Achan called upon leaders to unite and help such learning institutions to improve.
So it's a call for action that the leaders should join hands and support institutions of learning like a Nyomorem Primary School, where the learners are sitting down on the floor, and I think you can see the quality of the structures they have. In case it rains with strong wind, I don't think any learning can take place in structures like this.
During the visit, Rotaractors called upon members of the community and leaders to engage actively in service-oriented projects.
My pledge to the leaders outside there, I would request you to actually be available whenever we reach out to you, because this is a community service work that we are doing, and we feel that whenever we reach out to you, try to avail yourself, because it's all about service above
They
self.
also donated desks and seedlings.
We have a very high enrollment of about 1,000 pupils, and among the challenges we have about 16 staff members, but we only have 2 staff houses, which means that most of our teachers operate from outside, which makes time management very poor.
Founded in 1968, Rotaract clubs unite individuals 18 and above for community leadership, skills development, idea exchange, and service-oriented enjoyment. Ediolwa, UBC News.
If it wasn't for unnecessary bickering by Kanungu district leaders, more development initiatives would have been extended to the people. This was decried by ICT and National Guidance Minister Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, whose efforts in extending electric power, health services and education have been lauded. This was during the launch of Nyekundire group of Kanaba sub-county, where Bariomunsi, who is also the area member of parliament for Chinchizi East, pledged more development initiatives for the area.
A calm environment in a peaceful atmosphere is filled with well-organized sounds. This was characteristic of what transpired in Kanava village in Kanava sub-county, Kanungu district on Saturday afternoon. Area member of parliament for Kinkizi East was here to launch Nyekundire group. The mammoth crowd, which ushered him into Kanava Primary School grounds, kept growing time after time. One speaker after another, Bariomunsi was lauded for changing the face of Kinkizi East and Kanungu districts.
Nabanu abanyarujeyo abanyakinawa abanyakanungu mwena niyina kwagambira abanyekundire mwena bajya hajira byatengatenza obagambira tinyine dadi ninebonera ubwo.
From healthcare improvements to road infrastructure development as well as electric power extension, the people saw and still see the need to extend his tenure in parliament.
Bona babigamba bajangu echoine utachirekura. Dr. Chris webale kuba muntu mulungi uri kuyamba abantu.
To consolidate the enumerated achievements, it will take the district leadership working together with the central government.
Amashanyarazi kinaba atiriga ekisigaire n'okugongera mu myanya ikatakajire. Kakuri yo mukigwa bahano ruguru mu muri aliyo programu eri kwihaya amashanyarazi okugongerayo abatagatunjire nigaza kugira ki nigaza kuisha.
Bariomunsi is also the Minister for ICT and National Guidance. He decried bickering amongst district leaders, telling them to desist from politicking and work towards effective service delivery.
Esete tuzohereza esituru kwasha bagaba district mujire enkorengana nungi n'abakozi ba gavumenti mu rugo mu ndaro zo kugwana esene twazibohereza mushitame muzitere mihango murebe ngo kudozona za kanungu zakogwa mutari kugwera rubaje gwena Chinara bazikore Kayonza bazikore Kambuga muzikore Rujiyo muzikore district yora tugitereze 7 waye Chinchizi waye.
All this the minister said while launching Nyekundire group of Kanava sub-county. He called for unity and development among Nyekundire group members.
Abachinaba mwebale okweja okutaho muri Nyekundire. Nyekundire ni Nyekundire kumwabulira izina lyayo. N'abantu abari kweterana hamwe okuba hamwe lero bakakora entunguka kandi bari kuhagira movement.
Local leaders welcomed the minister's message.
It means something to love one another. People have been connected to one another. Now they have developed a spirit of love in themselves.
Henry Okrut, UBC.
The commander of the Fisheries Protection Unit, Lieutenant Colonel Masit Kahirwa, has assured fish traders at the Mpondwe Lubiriha border in Kasese district that the fish market will soon return to Uganda from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Lieutenant Colonel Kahirwa made this announcement while meeting traders at the Mpondwe Lubiriha border market following the outcry of women involved in the fish trade at the border.
The Lubiriha market is one of the largest border markets between Uganda and Congo, primarily dealing in fish sourced from Uganda, Kenya, Sudan, and Tanzania. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the National Task Force advised the markets to be temporarily closed to prevent the spread of the virus, which has led to a lasting economic impact to fish traders.
Even wabadeo no mukazi omukongo mwenyini yagambye nze ndi mukongo naye eri tubonabona so abantu basaba akatale kakoleki kadeno kikyade kintu tempondo.
Congolese traders working on the Ugandan side have reported significant challenges in transporting their fish to the DRC.
Asante kukia kutusaidia. Mimi naongea swali niko mkongo nimeolewa Uganda saizi kwa mkongo kwani nimezaa watoto Uganda. Afande mtusaidia sana 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 tena. Watoto tunashindwa na fizi ya watoto pesa yote naishia Kongo. Sokoni toka Kongo rudi hapa custom namo tulikuwa tunafanya tango. Kongo wanatuumiza kwenda kuingia peke kwa kusukuma kufanya pesa zote zinaishia.
Lieutenant Colonel Tukahira assured traders that the fish market would soon return to Uganda. Traders believe that returning the fish market to Uganda will improve community services in the area.
Serere district leaders have called upon the government through the Ministry of Health to elevate Serere Health Center to a district hospital so as to attend to a big number of locals that flock the health center for medical treatment. According to the district health officer, Dr. Ogwal Daniel, Serere district has 2 health facilities at the level of health center but with ever-increasing patient turnover. In addition to limited staffing, there's a need for the government to upgrade the facility to a district hospital. Led by Serere County Member of Parliament Emmanuel Omoding for an assessment tour on the health facilities in the district, Serere leaders expressed the need to upgrade Serere Health Center to a district hospital.
Let's upgrade this health center into a hospital, so there's a proper service for people. The population is growing, the number of patients.
The most affected area is the children's ward that has 20 beds with each accommodating 3 patients, as Ikeba Nora, the ward in charge, explains.
I have a mixed up. Even if a child has any infectious conditions, we are subjected to share because we don't have space. The ward is small, the beds are not there.
She revealed that due to high turn-up of patients, she's forced to work for extended hours and requested for the relevant authorities to recruit more staff to relieve her of the overtime burden.
With my age, you begin work at 8 or 9, the day nurse will push up to 8 again in the night. 8 p.m., that's when the night nurse takes over. up to 8 again in the morning. So it has been so tedious to us.
According to Dr. Daniel Ogwal, the Serere District Health Officer, Serere Health Center 4 registers on average over 4,000 patients that seek treatment a month, in addition to the over 200 mothers that deliver from the facility.
Major factor putting pressure on the patient attendance is high and the health workers are few. So that puts a lot of pressure on the available staff to perform beyond the expectation. If you are supposed to do a duty of, let's say, 8 a.m. to 5, sometimes we do shifts, 8-hour shifts.
I need also to join the team to request government to consider upgrading this hospital, this health center 4 to the level of hospital, so that our people get better service.
Serere County Legislator Emmanuel Omoding, accompanied by a team of medics from Vanguard University of California, highlighted the most wanting areas, among them a theatre and a dental clinic.
I think we can do something good for our theatre and also for the dental clinic. And I'm really privileged today to have a team from Vanguard University. This is overwhelming for them too. You know, we're used to the first class things, but when we come here and see truly how the layman, the wananchi, are going through.
As we've walked the grounds and through the buildings, engaging with patients and their families, our heart is broken, and we hope that we can see improvements in the future.
Vanguard University team donated an assortment of items that included basins, sugar and soap to mothers at the maternity ward. Yiga Muhammad compiled this report. In more news, Rotaractors have urged Ugandans to support the efforts of Rotary in nation building to improve the lives of the less privileged. This call was made during the installation of the 17th president of the Rotary Club of Kampala Sese Islands, David Atohire.
Founded in 2008, the Rotary Club of Kampala Sese Islands aims to provide humanitarian support to vulnerable communities in the Sese Islands of Kalangala district. The club has significantly impacted the villages of Murabana by offering scholarships, promoting environmental conservation, and constructing a latrine at the Murabana Health Center. They are currently working on a new project to build a maternity ward to improve conditions for pregnant mothers. During the installation ceremony, the new Rotaract president, Rotary Club of Kampala Sese Islands, David Atohire, succeeded Gerard Abak. The chief guest, Tony Opolot, commended the young Rotarians for their dedication to supporting the needy.
Fruitful. It means you cannot give what you don't have. Before you multiply, make sure that you're fruitful. And that takes me to what we call the human capital development aspects of life that I want us to reflect on. And as we reflect on that, we are guided by 3 principles, and the first is about discipline.
David Atohire called on Ugandans to find ways to support vulnerable communities.
As a club, we dare to imagine, we dare to hope, and now it's time to make magic happen. Alone, we can accomplish little. Together, guided by the words of Keller, we can achieve much more. Thank you for entrusting me with the privilege of serving as your president. Let's embark on this transformative journey together and make our collective vision a reality.
He pledged to continue the work initiated by his predecessor, focusing on the construction of the maternity ward.
We are having a pipeline project with the Rotary Club of KIE. Our last area of focus is going to be to increase our adaptability. We plan to engage corporate entities to support our projects and to also benchmark on our twin club, the Rotary Club of Nairobi Central, on their trust fund.
The maternity ward will cost over 90 million shillings and is expected to be completed within a year.
Life starts with a healthy mother, a healthy child. To some, however, it has not been an easy walk to motherhood. On the 3rd floor of Mulago Specialized Women and Neonatal Hospital is the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit for the newborn babies who need intensive medical care. In our tonight's special report, we look at Annette Akatkwasa, who gave birth to a baby boy, Jesse Ahumuza, by a cesarean section. However, Jesse, who was 6 months and 1 week at birth, weighing 1.5 kilograms declined to 0.94 kilograms upon arrival at the NICU, and we want to find out what happened exactly.
Third floor at Mulago Specialized Women and Neonatal Hospital is the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit NICU for the newborn babies who need intensive medical care. During our visit to the unit, we came across Miss Annette Akatukwasa, who gave birth to a baby boy Jesse Ahumuza by cesarean section. Jesse, who was 6 months and 1 week at birth, weighing 1.5 kilograms, later declined to 0.9 kilograms upon arrival in the NICU.
Because it was not a good experience. I'd never seen such a small baby. I was so scared. I didn't know whether we were going to make it or not. I can see the treatment is so good, because I think at one time I had lost hope, but where we are right now, I see we're almost getting discharged.
Patience Arinaitwe, a resident of Kamocha, a Kampala suburb, is a first-time mother whose baby boy she named David Trillion was also saved by the same facility after delivery at 7 months.
I had gone for a checkup. When I reached there, of course, I did my tests and brought them to the doctor in a normal, very, very normal state. So, on the doctor looking at my results, the doctor told me, you're admitted. Your organs are not doing well. Your organs are failing. So that baby has to move out instantly. But even before he told me that I felt like the breathing was a problem still. At that particular point of time, the breathing was becoming a problem. Then he told me, your whole body is full of water.
The health facility patients earlier visited could not manage her situation and was referred to Mulago Specialized Women Hospital with facilities to handle her fragile situation.
When my time came, they took me to the theater. Under normal circumstances, you're supposed to be scared, maybe in the theater or what. But my scare was, is this baby going to move out alive? Is this baby going to move out dead?
At birth, David weighed 1 kilogram and was on oxygen for 3 weeks.
All I can remember is they called me to go and check on the baby. To be honest, reaching the incubator and looking at the baby, I wasn't sure actually whether it was a baby or not a baby. I was just looking at something in the incubator. It is so scary.
We have babies who are born at term, what people call 9 months old, who should go home right away, but for some reason they cannot go. The babies are born tired, they cannot fend for themselves. Oftentimes the mom too is tired, mom is unwell. We cannot say enough is enough on such a baby until other experts have come in, until their input has been appreciated. These are babies who lose life and contribute to the high mortality we have in our country. So it's very important the specialized hospital like this is able to intervene and come in. Because remember, we're doing the work of the placenta. We have seen a greater improvement in the survival of very small babies.
The baby who spent 3 months in the neonatal intensive care unit is now 1 year old, healthy and developing normally.
People, I am so grateful to the doctors of Mulago, honestly, because if it wasn't, then maybe we would have lost it, some of us. Especially when you're a first-time mother, it's a stressful journey.
Pelenop Nabunya is a resident of Entebbe Wakiso district. At 28 weeks of pregnancy, she gave birth to triplets, Elena, Mia and 2 others, in a private hospital on 10th March 2020. Unfortunately, the 2 never survived, save for Elena, who made it with the help of an incubator, who is now 3 years old.
Dear mothers, fellow mothers and parents out there, the facilities are there in the public hospitals, the doctors are there. It is why my own is still living. It is where I went. Please encourage your partners to go for antenatal as early as possible, because with that, you are able to foresee any challenges.
The neonatal intensive care unit also cares for high-risk mothers with underlying conditions that could compromise the growth of their babies in the womb.
I thank the government for this arrangement for such facilities, that we don't have to move out of the country on such emergencies to look for such services, and we can get them right here in our country. May I say in Kampala, we are getting the best we can get. The nurses are so good and so kind. Actually, so comforting to us. The way they handle their babies, we appreciate.
We've had small babies as small as 300 grams, 500 grams, half a kilo. They cannot go home. They will not survive. So that's when kangaroo comes in. Kangaroo is another low-cost intervention. We encourage mothers to put the baby skin to skin on their chest immediately at birth. It's being encouraged now. Or further down the road, the baby is stronger, more stable. We encourage kangaroo immediately. You have to engage the mothers early. They are more involved in the journey, even at home.
Over the past 100 years, the neonatal incubator has been the most influential contributor to the decline in the infant mortality rate globally. The Uganda Demographic Survey of 2022 shows a reduction in Uganda's maternal mortality to 189 per 100,000 live births. In line with the obligation to provide basic health services to its people, in 2018 the government of Uganda established the Mulago Specialized Women and Neonatal Hospital.
The biggest component of health care is prevention. Health means avoiding sickness. Doesn't mean being sick and being treated. And all the preventive measures, we have repeatedly outlined them for you.
The 450-bed facility, built by the government of Uganda with a loan from the Islamic Development Bank, provides highly specialized reproductive and neonatal treatment and healthcare services at a subsidized fee. Bernard Higa, UBC News.
We've hit refresh with Castle Lights. A premium new look. With the shiny silver label. An innovative cold indicator. A premium green neck label for a crisp and easy drinking beer. Fresh new look. Experience the fresh Newcastle Light.
The Uganda Bureau of Statistics would like to remind the general public that the National Population and Housing Census 2024 enumeration exercise, which began on Friday 10th May 2024, will go on until 19th May 2024 at 11:59 p.m. Heads of households that have not been enumerated yet and are normally away during day are encouraged to contact their LC1 chairpersons and give them indications of when best they can be enumerated before the end of the exercise. The public is further informed that the questionnaire is translated in 21 local languages and numerators have been selected in such a manner that they will be able to administer the questionnaire in such a language that the respondent is familiar with. The public is assured that everyone will be counted by the end of the numeration exercise. Census 2024, it matters to be counted. This message is brought to you by Dr. Chris Mukiza, the Executive Director, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and the Government of Uganda.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, a documentary film about our unity as Ugandans and Africans.
Bunyoro would have simply created an East African community that we are looking for today.
The rulers of Bunyoro are actually Luos.
We people who live across the Nile, we are so related from our myth or from just the Nile.
We are the same people, and genetically we are even the same people.
We are similar people.
We are one. Pamoja, we are one. Use that word, pamoja.
Premiering every week from 3rd February to June 2024 at the National Theatre and Indere Center. Daily screenings are from 4th February to June 2024 at Ham Cinemax and the National Theatre. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Welcome back from that short commercial break. PI Network Community has appealed to government to embrace digital currency so as to open up new opportunities for economic growth and innovation in Uganda. This was during an awareness campaign for members on digital currency in Kampala.
PI Network came in Uganda in 2009 and we have been mining Pi since then.
PI Network Uganda is a community of individuals in Uganda who are actively involved in cryptocurrency project that aims at securing digital currency. Members of PI Network Uganda appeal to government to embrace digital currency for easy transactions.
We are also intending to extend it to the government entities such as URA and other agencies as well, such that we can use it.
Send the government of Uganda the message so that they can help to support the implementation of digital money and digital currencies, especially Pi Network, and to make sure that the implementation of Pi Network has helped to the development of our country due to its value of 314K 159 United States dollar.
Isaac Tumwebaze, who heads the technical department, urged youth with smartphones not to be job seekers but embrace PI Network.
Advice to the youth out there is them not to look for white collar jobs when you actually have here opportunities that are coming to you freely and are earning you money. Because we are talking about making this country rich. We are not looking at ourselves, making ourselves rich because we're already rich, but we want to open up and extend this wealth to this nation and improve the infrastructure of this government and all of that. So we are determined to make this nation rich.
Fajan Nyonzma, GCV leader PI Network, asked support in government department, mostly in URA, to use PI Network to collect revenue.
I would call the government to come out and embrace PI Network as a payment, because when we have, like, for example, URA receiving our taxes into Pi, it will be easy for Ugandans to ship in like containers or more stuff from abroad, and we pay using Pi our taxes. And also to the cargo agencies to embrace also this Pi network to enable us to ship in our containers of stuff and cars and all we are determined to buy for the progress of this nation, to embrace Pi as we pay them using Pi network.
Meanwhile, some organizations like BitPesa, Yellow Card and individuals in Uganda are already using digital currencies.
The framework for Islamic banking was officially established in 2016 when the Ugandan Parliament passed amendments to the Financial Institutions Act to allow for Sharia compliant banking. However, despite the legislative groundwork laid in 2016, practical implementation took several more years, seeing participation grow, evidenced by the entry of varying tier institutions like Tiga Digital Finance in 2019. Mark Wadulo talks to the CEO Tiga Digital Finance, Daniel Lavan, on Islamic banking in Uganda.
Hello, Danielle. Would you kindly introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do for the record?
Hello, Mark. It's lovely to be on your show. Thank you for having me. So I am the CEO and one of the co-founders of Tiga Digital Finance. First and foremost, we are a technology company, really building technologies to support the rollout of product development at scale for Islamic banking and Islamic products across the continent.
With Tiga's digital operations in African markets, how do you ensure effective service delivery despite being a digital entity?
We have been on the ground in Uganda since 2019, just after COVID. We have a main head office in Kampala. Islamic banking, it can be quite intimidating, that term. When we ask our clients, what is your understanding of Islamic finance and Islamic banking? The typical response is, you don't charge interest, right? Now, that is true, but there's so much more to Islamic finance and Islamic banking. It doesn't mean free money because we don't charge interest. But what an Islamic product generally is based on is sort of some key pillars. The key pillar being, we are more than just a financial provider to you. We have to be a partner in your business. So the key thing I believe that's going to drive growth of Islamic banking across Africa is, number one, we have to accept the reality that large proportions and percentages of most economies across Africa are still informal. So you have to build products, Islamic banking products, that really talk to the everyday trader, the small entrepreneurial business, to really, bring true impact, to the continent.
All right. Thank you so much, Gabriela, for honoring our invite. We do look forward to talking again.
Mark, thank you so much. It's great chatting to you, and hopefully see you in Kampala soon.
The Uganda Bureau of Statistics would like to remind the general public that the National Population and Housing Census 2024 enumeration exercise, which began on Friday 10th May 2024, will go on until 19th May 2024 at 11:59 p.m. Heads of households that have not been enumerated yet and are normally away during day are encouraged to contact their LC1 chairpersons and give them indications of when best they can be enumerated before the end of the exercise. The public is further informed that the questionnaire is translated in 21 local languages and numerators have been selected in such a manner that they will be able to administer the questionnaire in such a language that the respondent is familiar with. The public is assured that everyone will be counted by the end of the numeration exercise. Census 2024, it matters to be counted. This message is brought to you by Dr. Chris Mukiza, the Executive Director, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and the Government of Uganda.
Gold. We all want it. That soft yellow glow of a subdued sun in your hands. That precious polish of elegance. To hold it is one thing, but to taste it is everything else. Relish the satisfying taste of a beer, unmatched in quality, unmatched in consistency, and with 23 Global Gold Awards. A beer unmatched in gold.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Lastly, in our sports stories, the sports minister, state minister, beg your pardon, Peter Ogwang, launched and handed over the Cricket Cranes Uganda's cricket tournament jersey for the 2024 ICC T20 Men's World Cup in West Indies and USA last evening at the team's send-off dinner. The Cricket Cranes Uganda's senior men's cricket team will play for the first time at the T20 World Cup this June. Kemi Gisara reports.
The Cricket Cranes send-off dinner held at Misil Hotel in Nsambya last evening was graced by the State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, who launched the Uganda T20 World Cup jersey as he echoed government's commitment to support the team and welcomed Laika Mobile on board.
On behalf of the government of Uganda, on behalf of the Minister of Education and Sports, who is the First Lady, I want to take this opportunity to officially hand over the Ugandan jersey, which is going to be used the Cricket World Cup in West Indies and USA. I want to promise that we are working around the corner to make sure that we facilitate the national cricket team to participate in the World Cup because it's the role of government. I want to remind you and reiterate our commitment to develop cricket. Number one, we have secured the land, which is in Chambo University. Number two, we are going to increase the budget from 1.2 billion to 3 billion. Number three, we are now looking for resources to support and fund our national cricket team to go and play for the World Cup in West Indies. The others, I have challenged our players, your underdogs, go and show yourselves and prove yourself. For the people like my brother here, the moment of truth has come for him to conquer the world as a certified hustler like the minister who is before you here. You lose nothing, you go there to show the world that God gave you one thing, is a talent. I want to welcome Laika Mobile. I don't know how much you can appreciate you. You have come and you're changing the game of cricket in Uganda. I want to pledge on behalf of the government, we will work with you.
Laika Mobile, who are the title partners for the senior cricket teams, reiterated their support for the Cricket Cranes as they head into the World Cup.
The Uganda cricket team has created a milestone. This qualifying for the World Cup and going for the World Cup is something which I really would like to appreciate each one of you who's sitting in this room for having put in your best and reached this level. Cricket is considered as a game of luck. However, when you look at the sport, it is the passion that drives the sport. So I think each one of you, having reached this stage, have that passion inside you to do whatever is required to get the best out of the cricket. And you are going to a forum where you will be recognized as a successful team, having touched that pinnacle for the first time.
The Cricket Cranes team will be taking part in the T20 World Cup for the very first time, and they are in Group C with New Zealand, Afghanistan, Papua New Guinea, and hosts West Indies. The team will bowl off their campaign against Afghanistan on 3rd June, but before the main event, the team will have trial games against Namibia and Scotland, respectively. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of UBC News Tonight. Today, on the 19th of May, 2024. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of the bulletin. My name is Sharon Chomdusha with Mgalo Muhammad on Sign Language. From the team and I, have a lovely night and God bless, and have a beautiful, blessed week ahead of you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Tessa Milo with you with the update. We are still having light thunder showers here and there in most parts of the country. Nevertheless, we still have a reduction of moist winds within our country, bringing us the sunny intervals that we are experiencing in other areas of the country. Seeing the satellite picture, we are having still the low over the Indian Ocean that is depriving us of the moist winds that should have come into our country. Nevertheless, the rain belt is still over us and the local effects bring us those rains that we are having lately. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up to a bright Sunday in Nakasongola region, but the rest of the area, including capital Kampala, is expected to wake up to a thunder showers. Moving to the eastern, we expect to wake up with a bright sunny conditions in Soroti, but Tororo and Jinja with light showers. Moving to the western stretch, I expect to wake up to a bright Sunday early tomorrow morning. Going into the northern sector, they are waking up with light showers dominating most parts of the north, apart from some few areas across Lila and parts of Arua, where we are seeing sunny intervals. Moving to the afternoon hours, we are seeing a continuation of thunder showers dominating most parts of the central at a maximum 29 degrees Celsius across Masaka, 26 in capital city Kampala, 30 in Bende and Nakasongola. In the eastern sector, we are seeing a pickup of thunder showers in the afternoon hours at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius across Salty, Tororo and Jinja with 28. The western stretch, we are seeing a pickup of light showers and thunder showers parts of Kasese and Kabale Highlands at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius across Imbarara, 31 Masindi and Kasese, 25 the lowest in Kabale Highlands. The northern sector, we are seeing a continuation of thunder showers dominating that side. Nevertheless, the temperatures are still a bit high at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius across Karamoja and 32 across Chitugumu, Guru Lela with 30 and Arua with 32 degrees Celsius. It's moving out of Uganda to run a few cities across the globe forecasting sunny conditions across parts of Cairo, Dubai at a maximum of 60 degrees Celsius across Dubai, Cairo with 41 degrees Celsius, pretty hot that side, Nairobi with sunny intervals at a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius, New York with 23, Hong Kong with the cloudy conditions at a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Tessa Mili. See you tomorrow at the same time.